Hey, Jess.
What's up, man?
I screwed up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
Well,
You know
you
how
want.
I've been saying, oh boy, we finally got the Wii guy on. We're going to get the
Hmm.
Wii guy to come on the show. We're going to talk some Silver Surfer.
Yeah, you've actually been talking to an imposter.
Close. Uh, he lives on the West Coast, and I didn't
Mhm.
think about that. So I scheduled this for 8 a.m. and may have not made it abundantly clear that we're on the East Coast. So it's like 5 o'clock in the morning for him right now.
Hmm.
And we're recording at 8 a.m. here on the East Coast. So I think I may have screwed up and tried to get him to wake up at 5 a.m.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure he's not coming. And I'm pretty sure I don't blame him one bit.
No, I don't think, I'd like I love podcasting, and at times I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but don't think I'm going to mix those two.
Yeah.
So, don't know how good I'd be at 5 a.m. on a podcast.
No, not very. I mean, we're terrible at 8 a.m. Imagine how bad we'd be at 5 a.m.
Yeah. So anyway, what are we going to talk about?
Well, you had a good idea. We got a lot of calls. Well, not a lot of calls. We got like 5 or 6 calls about, because we asked people to tell us what they're thankful for, right? So
Hmm.
since we got a smattering of calls, and this episode is probably going to release right around Thanksgiving, let's just do a calls slash what we're thankful for style show. It's kind of cliche, but
Yeah.
we screwed up the Silver Surfer episode, and we're already sitting here ready to record. We may as well talk about something, right?
Right. We'll talk about something. So, one thing that I'm thankful for on the I'm just going to jump right into this
Sure, sure.
with the NES. And somebody even, I think, on the Facebook group or the Facebook page, it talked about this, but it talked about how the NES is like still going after so many years. You know, no
The
problem.
durability. The durability,
You know,
right?
I have owned a PlayStation that's bit it. I have owned a PlayStation 2 that's bit it. I've owned an Xbox that's bit it. And actually, I've owned a Wii that's bit it. I'm on my second Wii currently. But this Nintendo that was made in 1980 something, and I probably got it in like 1988 or 1989, something like that. Still going. No problems.
Yeah. It's definitely a durable doodad. I uh I have my original one,
Mm-hmm.
but it hasn't completely bit the dust, but it's on its way out. So I got another one with like a new 72 pin connector thing
Yeah.
because mine will rarely play a game without resetting. And I'm not
Yeah.
sure why. I don't know. Maybe it needs a new 72 pin, but I don't know how to change those and all that stuff. I didn't want to get into trying to figure it out,
But you,
so I just bought a new one because it was pretty cheap.
even still, though, even if it does break down now, that's 30 years.
It's true. It's true. It's just now finally starting to wear out.
Mm-hmm. 30 years. And you've played it like crazy, too. It's not like something that just sat there for a while and played it every now and then. It's been wore out.
Oh yeah, and then the little bit of time that it did just sit there, it was
Mm-hmm.
sitting in like a dank garage.
It's like, oh, that reminds me of a funny story, not NES related.
Oh, please go ahead. This is
Uh,
this is a messed up episode. We need to talk about lots of weird things today.
so I don't you. I'm sure you remember this. We were moving into the apartment there, um, in Grand Forest,
Mm,
and so the day we were moving in, it was pouring rain. Remember this?
I do. Yeah.
And we're like trying to hurry and get what stuff we could inside, and then just get everything else covered up. And you picked up like this big Tupperware box, and the lid fell off the Tupperware box, and your Xbox just rolls out and goes boom right in a huge puddle of water.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario. It just happens to be right in the big puddle of water. I
Well,
think
you
it
know,
messed it up though, but
for sake of saying, I'm pretty sure that the Grand Forest parking lot was pretty pitted, so it was pretty
yeah,
easy to find a puddle.
yeah, but
But yeah, but no, the
oh man,
Xbox it worked. So I guess there's a little bit of durability with the original Xbox.
yeah, yeah,
It's not
but
like the
yeah,
NES though.
gosh, that was awful and hilarious at the same time. It's
Well, it's
like,
hilarious because it ended up still working. It would have been
yeah,
awful if it didn't.
right. Oh man, that was a rough day. Moving in the pouring rain.
That was
But
just a rough. How long were we there? 2 years. That was just a rough 2 years.
that was a year. I think it was just a year, right?
Just 1 year.
One
Okay.
year. It just felt like 2 years.
Yeah. It felt like 2 or 3. That was a nasty place.
It was a nasty place. It was a shady place. Activities were always going on that weren't.
Yeah, there was definitely some shady activities. Remember, we made friends with that other guy named Michael down the hall.
Mm-hmm. Then he brought a gun to the apartment.
Yeah. Well, he had like a girlfriend or something there that lived with him.
Yeah.
And he kept, well, first of all, before she became his girlfriend, he kept trying to like pawn her off on me. Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember this.
Well, anyway, he would always be like, "Hey, Mike, man, she really likes you. You just need to go. You need to go up to her." And yeah, he lived with her too. Like they were roommates, but they were just friends. And he kept trying to pawn her off on me. And then finally, they became boyfriend and girlfriend. And then the next thing I know, he's got a gun at the apartment. He's like pulled on her. Oh,
Yeah.
my parents never listened to this.
I know that was a crazy scenario. That whole apartment was like, I don't know who actually lived there. There was always like 10 or 12 people that always were like coming and going there and staying on the couch and stuff. I don't know who actually ever lived in that apartment legally.
Yeah.
An apartment.
That's true. I don't know who rented it.
Yeah.
There were several people who lived there.
Sure.
Yeah. So that was a nice place we lived in.
Yeah. We sure did wear out a George Foreman grill there too.
Oh yeah. That's nice. I like George Foreman grills. Wish I could talk my wife into using one.
Yeah, Felicia's not a big fan of that either. They do get kind of grody.
Must be a
After a
man
while.
thing. Yeah, that's why she doesn't want to use one because she says it gets gross too easy.
Yeah, they do get. George didn't think that one out. So. But,
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so the durability of the NES is something you're
Mhm.
thankful for.
Yeah.
Me too. I would say something that I'm thankful for is the controller.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they really kind of kicked off how controllers are used today. If you think about all the controllers before the NES, right?
Right.
Okay, you got the Atari, which is cool. It's like a joystick and a button, right? I like the Atari.
Mm-hmm.
You got then you got things like the Intellivision and the ColecoVision. Have you seen those controllers?
Yeah.
Not to knock our buddies on the Intellivisionaries and the ColecoVisions podcast.
Yeah.
But,
They're not very. That was a swing and a miss on those controllers. Designing
I
those.
think so. The ColecoVision controller has a rolly thing and then like a number pad.
Yeah. Like
it's like
telephone.
a phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
It's weird and it's hard to hold.
Yeah.
It's hard to hold and play. It really does feel like you're holding a telephone.
Now I'm pulling up the Intellivision controller here, and it's just like a phone too. It's got a bunch of numbers on it. Actually, the whole Intellivision system kind of looks like a telephone from the 70s.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But not to knock on them.
No, I mean
Come
they had some cool games, but I just couldn't stand the controllers.
Right. No, and I think that the NES, it was so simple, but yet, like you said, it really did pave the way because all the gaming systems after it, they added buttons, but they were really designed after that, just A, B, and D-pad.
It's the D-pad. That's what
Mhm.
really set things off, you know.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Nintendo was the first one to do that. They may have even patented it.
I'm sure they did. They didn't even let it go in the Nintendo 64. The Nintendo 64 had it,
Hmm.
which you didn't really even use it a lot. In most games, you didn't use it, but it was
Right.
just kind of there as a homage to the past. So,
Yeah, so I am thankful for that controller changing the way we play games.
and the fact that you could do like you do and like kind of push it against your knee like you're gonna bend it and
Yeah,
break it.
try to break it and then
It
not
never
be able
does.
to. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you can throw that thing and knock it around. Nothing's gonna do. You won't break it.
Again, going back to the durability a little bit there, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless you maybe like got a hammer out, start busting it up, then maybe. But
I would venture to say that maybe not even then, unless you hit it really hard.
yeah, maybe.
I think you could probably tap it with a hammer a few times.
I don't think I'm gonna try it out.
No, me either. What are you doing over there?
I'm just getting Indian style here on the couch.
Oh,
This is an informal podcast and just kind of bonding with the D-padders here, you know.
yeah, I got you. This is like a hippie circle or something, right?
Yeah, you know, like when you're that counselor at like high school like tries to bond with you, and they're like, "Let's rap," and sits down, kind of does that thing.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so that's you.
Everybody- Yeah.
Nice.
I'm the nest counselor here.
Nice.
So,
All right, you want to take a call?
sure, let's listen to the call.
Let's just sprinkle them throughout. We say.
All right.
I think you're gonna like this one.
All right.
Hey, what's up, two dudes? Nick Stevens here. Hey, just want to say I'm thankful for a few games out there. Most thankful for like Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a great game. Streets of Rage, another awesome game. 13th and Earl, fantastic game. So yeah, if you guys ever want to talk about those, go right ahead. Those are awesome games if you haven't yet talked about. Anyways, have a great day, Hosers. Bye.
How dare you?
Yeah, so he's thankful for Sega games, the games that we can't talk about, don't want to talk about. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell those hosers, just go over there to your own little podcast. How many episodes you all built up yet? Like what?
19, something like that.
19? And we're at what? 38? 39?
We're pushing 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
They've been around longer than us, though. They're older than us.
They're older than us, but the younger has surpassed.
They just can't crank out the episodes like we do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they may try to use the argument quality over quantity, right? But
garbage.
It's garbage.
No.
You can't put out a bunch of garbage and call it, quantity over quality.
Right.
Wait. Moving on.
I'll give you. I think you just made their argument for them.
Yeah, I think I did too.
I'll give them credit though. There was one episode that was really good of theirs. And that was the Beavis and Butthead episode. Oh wait, that was the episode you were on.
Yeah, that's true. No, they had two or three good episodes. The Beyond Oasis episode is really good too.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I was on that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they had that Splatterhouse episode. Not too bad. At least the skit portion.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh wait,
we were both on that one.
Yeah, we were on that one. Yeah. Okay, well.
Yeah. Well, you got to throw them a bone every now and then, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Although they could probably get good on us for screwing up guest spots.
Yeah, we definitely do that, and then we screw a lot of stuff up. That doesn't mean our episodes are bad. It just means
right.
We're not very smart sometimes.
Yeah, but going back to this phone call, if there hadn't have been a Nintendo controller with a D-pad, there would have never been a Sega controller with a D-pad.
This is true. When did the Master System come out? Do you know when the Master System came out?
I'm going to look it up.
Please do, before we put our foot in our mouth.
Oh, yeah, we could get in trouble here. But, 1985 in Japan. So Nintendo beat it.
By how long? When does Nintendo come out? When the Famicom
The
came out.
Famicom came out in like 83, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And if you look at the Master System controller, the D-pad looks weird anyways. It's
Yeah.
like a little joystick
Yeah, they tried to screw
sticking
it
up
up.
out. Yeah.
They tried to screw it up.
Yeah. Anyways, they don't talk about the Master
One
System.
thing about I tell you what about one thing about the Famicom that I kind of like is the side controllers.
The holsters, right?
Yeah, where you
Yeah.
put the controls in. Oh no, retail availability February of 1986. So the Master System came out like a month before it.
In America? It
So-
came out July 15th, 1983 in Japan. The NES
Okay.
did.
I guess yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It's North America. Okay. Well,
So we're good.
I don't know. It says. Okay, listen. It says was released on February 21st, 1986 by Nintendo as peripheral for the Nintendo Family computer console. So the Nintendo Family computer came out in 83. The Family Computer Disk System. Oh wait, I'm looking at something wrong. Yes. The Famicom came out July 1983. You're right.
Okay, so all the listeners that always get mad at us for our accuracy,
And
they're gone.
even the NES came out before the Sega Master System in North America in October 1985. Because the Sega Master System, I think, came out in December of 85.
Right. So the Master System's straight up trying to rip off the NES.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter anyways because they don't even talk about the Master System. All they talk about is the Genesis.
Right.
And we all know the NES beat the Genesis before. I mean, it came to the table way before the Genesis.
Yeah. Oh, you remember the episode of Retro Thought Pod where we tried to do a debate?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that wasn't a very good episode.
It ended up being John Wedgeworth telling us everything about everything.
Yeah, he was the only really interesting part.
Yeah. It was like it was like a TED Talk with John Wedgeworth.
Yeah.
Just informative.
It's very informative. If you want something that's more accuracy based than our show, like facts,
Well, you know, the thing about that episode was like I was on Nintendo side, right, and he was on. I guess he was not supposed to be on a side, but he was definitely pro Sega.
secretly, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't argue with somebody on the technicalities because I'm not a technicality guy. I don't know the technical stuff.
Right. Well, I was on
he-
Team
he-
Sega just to let it all out in the open. I was actually on Team Sega, but
Mhm.
that was just because nobody wanted to be on Team Sega.
Right.
We had to have somebody.
So if you look at the Master System controller, yeah, it does have that weird D-pad, but it's almost a straight up copy of the NES controller.
Yeah, pretty much.
2 buttons and a D-pad. So
So that's what I'm trying to say is the NES controller, pretty much every controller after it is a straight up copy with some innovation to it.
right.
And then Nintendo does it again, brings out the Super Nintendo controller, and that one's still being used today. I mean, that's it, basically.
Right.
The only people who have innovated on that design is Nintendo themselves. Really.
And you know what controller really I thought was underrated and I don't think a lot of people liked? Was the GameCube controller.
Oh, I love the GameCube controller.
I think it's a great controller.
I think it has a little bit of a cult following.
I think the GameCube controller was not liked because not a lot of people liked the GameCube.
Yeah,
Sure.
I can see that. I'm hoping to. I got Smash Brothers the other day for Wii U.
Mhm.
I'm hoping to pick up a GameCube controller to use for it because it just feels so natural.
Right.
Like I was trying to play it with the gamepad, and something just felt off because I've never played it with anything but a GameCube controller.
Right.
So playing it with a gamepad just felt weird.
So you can still use the GameCube controller on the Wii U?
Yeah, they've got an adapter, and then a lot of third-party people are releasing GameCube-style controllers for the Wii U. So
Yeah. Okay.
I may pick up one of those.
Cool deal. So, what What game would you be thankful for?
I get to pick just one game.
Just one.
Oh man.
I'm gonna have to say, I would probably go with Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah.
It might be my all-time favorite. Yeah, because it's just it's so like the original, and it's got so many different aspects to it as well. I think it's just it's a game that I can always play.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I think that would fit on a lot of people's thankful lists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Star Tropics. It's not my favorite game, but it's the game that's provided me with probably the best memories over the years.
And you've been playing it a lot lately, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great game. I mean, like I said, it's not my favorite, but it is a great game, and I've been playing it a lot. I don't know. It's a lot of fun, and I can think back, and for some reason, I can vividly think of various times in my life when I was playing that game. So I'm pretty thankful for that one. It also always brings back memories of my grandfather, and then, time spent with a neighbor kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because we played a lot of Star Tropics. I can just remember fairly vividly. Some games I don't remember actually playing them when I was younger all that much. But for Star Tropics, I can remember various points in my life playing Star Tropics. I have all these really cool memories associated with it. Like also finding my grandfather's save game in it like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And also, I just recently got a complete in-box copy. So, with the letter.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep rubbing that in.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet. If I'm going to go with grandparents, thinking about grandparents, I'm going to either have to go with the original Super Mario Brothers. With my grandmother play a lot. Or Anticipation, because I played that with her all the time.
Oh, boy.
And I know you don't like Anticipation. Hey, the No Swear Gamer's talking about the Anticipation.
I saw that.
Not just me.
He's also the No Swear Dude now.
Oh yeah, No Swear Dude. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, you got another call?
Sure, I've got another call. Let's see here. This one's from Omega Strain.
Hey, what's going on? I go by Omega Strain. The game I'm most thankful for is Crystallis from the NES. My grandmother got me really into gaming when I was a young kid, and this game really showed me the roots of it's almost like RPG / action RPG, and it really holds true as my favorite game of all time. And so whenever I can see a video of anyone playing this game, or if I ever get the chance to sit down and play this game, it's just it's the reason why I'm a gamer. Thank you. Bye.
That's a good
Awesome.
one. Another.
What was the game? I didn't catch the
game. A Crystallis.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Crystallis. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah, it's funny how the Nintendo, we talked about that a lot before, but the Nintendo, grandparents played it, parents played it, and now it's that doesn't exist as much in today's society as it did back then.
I mean, the Wii kind of brought it back a little bit.
Yeah.
With their simple gameplay and whatnot, but yeah.
And then people start having heart attacks.
Right. But old people don't really play games all that much.
Nah.
We need to cover that game he's talking about, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty well beloved game by a lot of people. I've had trouble trying to find it out in the wild for some reason.
Out in the wild. I like that.
Yeah.
Michael only plays what he can kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, instead of eat what you kill, he plays what he kills.
That's right. I'm a very worldly gamer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of eat what you kill, I was listening to a podcast the other day with Joe Rogan on it.
Uh-huh.
He's really into this eat what you kill thing.
Yeah.
And that sounds like such a cool idea. And, of course, there's two things that I don't have.
I love killing things.
Well, no, I mean, this just sounds like a cool idea that everything that you have and that you eat is something that you killed in the wild, you know?
Do you consider, like, plants? Can you kill plants?
Yeah, he says he has a garden, too.
Okay.
But there's two problems with that for me. As you got to have two things in order really to be able to do that and do that successfully. And that is one, time, which I don't really have a lot of time to go hunting.
Right.
Go sit out in the woods for several hours to wait on a deer. Two, I don't have money. Hunting's expensive, especially if you're going to go a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to go like to exotic places like he does. Like he goes to Canada and kills moose and stuff like that. It's like, I can't do that. Unless a moose is going to come in my yard, I don't think I'm going to be able to kill it.
Right. And even then, you're probably not going to be able to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might invite it in for supper.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not a moose. Mooses are actually pretty mean.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I didn't know this, but did you know bears are cannibals?
They eat each other?
The male bears. So the female bears has to keep the baby bears away from the males, because the males will kill them and eat them.
Oh, yeah, okay. I knew that. They eat the babies. There's a lot of animals that do that. I was thinking, like, they eat other grown-up bears.
No. But, you know.
What do you call a baby bear? You know, because you got
Cub.
a veal, right?
It's a cub.
Okay, so
Oh,
like
you
if
mean
you're gonna
like food-wise?
like if you're going to make it into a food, like
I don't
they
know.
don't call it Cub Parmesan, do they? You can't get Cub Parmesan at the local Italian place or anything, can you?
Yeah, bear's not really something you see on a lot of menus. Have you
No,
ever
that's
ate
true.
bear?
No, my dad's killed a bear, but I don't think he got the meat to eat.
I figured if anybody would eat it, it'd be you or your dad.
Yeah, he didn't get any bear meat that I know of. I think he just got the,
Yeah.
the pelt or the skin or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe
Anyway.
bear meat's not something people eat.
Well, Joe Rogan was talking about eating it, so I think it is something that you do eat. But of course, it could just
You
be
know-
Joe Rogan that eats it.
You know, people always talk about this hunter-gatherer diet. Have you heard about this?
I've heard of the paleo diet, if that's what you're talking about.
I don't know. What is that one?
It's just like it's a diet. I don't want to offend anybody, but it's supposed to be based on what like people ate millions of years ago, and it's like supposed to be just meat based and like nut and berries and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I guess
that's
it's the same.
Yeah, that's it.
But this is really a flawed plan because one is we don't really know what people ate back then. We have a sample size of people. The paper that was wrote that people based the paleo diet on had a sample size of 6 skulls that they analyzed the teeth on. We're talking about 6 ancient people that we are basing a diet on. I don't think
I would argue that there were 6 really buff ancient people.
Well, maybe.
It's like if you got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Let me think. I got to think of 3 more. 3 more. Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
Let's see.
I love Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, yeah.
Because not only is he like huge and buff, but he's also super smart. He's like a chemical engineer.
Yeah. The big black guy. Basically the Expendables. Okay. The
Okay.
Expendables. Okay, you get all their skulls together, analyze what they ate, and you're telling me you wouldn't follow that diet?
Okay, but here's the problem. If you want to do the paleo diet because you like to eat meat, that's fine. But I think saying that people ate meat that much back then is fundamentally flawed. I would say meat was more of a luxury item back then than it is. It was not like they're eating meat every day. No, they didn't eat meat every day because, frankly, they had to kill, and then they had no way to really preserve the meat.
Yeah. Well, see, the diet that I'm talking about, this is welcome to the diet podcast, by the way, everybody. The one I'm talking about is you eat like piddly things like nuts and fruits and stuff
Yeah.
until you do like a big workout. Then you get to eat meat. It's kind of like you went and killed something. Then you're allowed to eat meat.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Of course, I don't follow this diet. I just brought it up because I don't even know how it came up now.
I don't know.
We were talking. Oh, you're talking about killing what you eat.
Yeah.
My diet consists of lots and lots of sugar, followed by maybe a burger. And,
I pretty much eat garbage. Yeah. Too.
yeah, I do too. I love it. It's great.
All the stuff that's bad for you. Yeah. I eat it.
I just love it. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you keep your calories in proportion. I mean, we're not that old.
It's all about calories and burning them.
That's right.
Now, we're approaching 30, so we got to start thinking about cholesterol and things like that. But,
I feel like I
again,
got a few more years where I can just eat sugar and fat all the time.
yeah. Well, even then, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. As long as the furnace is burning hot, then you'll burn the fuel. So, if you want to eat garbage, you want to eat bad stuff, you want to eat a lot of high fat, high sugar meals, that's fine. Just got to work out more. Got to exercise more.
Yeah. I don't know. I may have to give up something.
So anyway, speaking of working out, one thing that I'm thankful for about the NES controller is when you can play games like track and field, and you can put your finger in your shirt and slide it back and forth on the two buttons.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of controllers you can do that with.
I like the innovation that some games cause you to do. That makes sense. That sentence doesn't really make sense. You know, they design the game to be played one way,
Mm-hmm.
and then the people decide how it's really supposed to be played.
Right.
You know,
Instead
they
of
probably
just-
wanted you to just, use your thumb to go from A to B or something, or maybe use two fingers.
Mm-hmm.
But we decided, and I'm sure a lot of other people out there have decided, that in order to fully
Mm-hmm.
get that speed up, you got to put your finger or thumb in your shirt and slide back and forth between the two buttons as fast as you can.
Yeah. Unless you're swimming, and then it's rhythmic, and then I just drown.
Yeah, you got to be rhythmic, and then you typically drown.
Which is I've always found hilarious, because it's like it's track and field, it's like Olympics, and somebody drowns. It's like how bad would it be? You're watching the Olympics and an Olympic swimmer drowns.
It'd be pretty bad. Didn't that happen? Though? I feel like that happened.
I can't imagine that happening
I'm
unless
sure
they
it
had
is.
like a stroke or something mid race or something.
Maybe I'm thinking about people drowning trying to cross the English Channel or something.
Yeah,
I'm sure that happens all the time.
yeah.
There was some old lady though that did that. Not like an 88-year-old woman just recently swam across the English Channel.
Yeah, did you see her when she got done?
No, she looked like she's about to die.
She did. Like, she was like, all her face was, I guess, the salt water or something, but her lips were like all crusted, and her face was like, seemed like it was bloated, and like, it was like, what just happened to you?
That's really gross.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Good for her.
guess-
Though. Good for her.
Yeah. Now she can eat whatever she wants.
Yeah,
She's gonna be
like,
swimming that much.
that's right. That's right. You know what else I'm thankful for
What?
on the NES? I'm
What?
thankful for all the crazy accessories that you can get for it,
Oh yeah.
like the power pad and the power glove.
Mhm. And a lot of them didn't really have a lot of games that you could play it with.
No, but a lot of them also came with the game that you could play it with.
Yeah.
You know, they don't do that anymore. I mean, you get to what do they got now? Connects and stuff. Does the Connect come with a game? Probably not. You have to spend $150 to get a Connect, and then it doesn't even come with a game.
Yeah, and then like I love the pack-ins too. The Nintendo had a lot of pack-ins. Like, they come with a game and an accessory.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably the more popular pack-in that we would all probably remember is the Zapper came as a pack-in. But also there was a Power Pad pack-in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there was a Power Glove pack-in.
No, I don't think the Power Glove wasn't made by Nintendo.
Okay.
So it was made by Mattel. So I think it was made by Mattel.
And then
Yeah.
it came into the movie Wizard.
Yeah. It did. Sure did.
Tom Arnold was there. Not really, but it's
Yeah, listen to the Double Dragon episode. I don't think anybody's listened back that far, so nobody's gonna get that joke.
Yeah.
But if you want to get that joke, listen back to our Double Dragon episode, which is a really long time ago. It's like 6 months ago.
I think that was longer. It's almost a year. We've almost been doing this show for a year.
Oh yeah?
There's some big
It's like in
things before.
February. We started February 1st.
Yeah, so we're right there. We're a couple months away from being a year-long podcast.
Oh, nice. Are we going to do a clip show?
We should do a clip show. Greatest hits show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Best
missed
of the
that.
past year.
Because I don't watch a lot of new television. I don't watch a lot of new comedy sitcoms.
Yeah, I don't either.
But, I remember that was like clip shows were the big thing. Like
Yeah,
for the 100th episode, or
Right.
the last episode, they do a clip show. I always thought doing a clip show for the last episode, though, was a little cheap.
Yeah, well, clip shows in general are kind of cheap.
Yeah.
But not for a podcast, because I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking about how much work the editing will be if we actually want to do a
gosh.
clip show.
Yeah. That'd be too rough.
So if we did do that, then it's not an easy thing. It's like it'd be an hassle. But I think it would be a good way to have entice people to go back and listen to old episodes.
Although Boy Meets World was his last show as a clip show, but it was an hour-long show. So it was still like an episode, but it also put clips in it.
Yeah.
It wasn't
The
just
ones
a
I'm
straight
talking
clip
about,
show.
the ones I'm talking about that are cheap are the ones where they just
Just a straight clip show.
Yeah, pretty much just a straight clip show. Like they have maybe like 2 minutes of intro where they're like, "Oh, remember the time that we did this?" And then it goes back and it's just nothing but clips.
Yeah.
Those are cheap. You want to take another one?
Yeah.
This one's kind of Silver Surfer related, but it is also thankful. So
Okay.
this was supposed to have been a kind of a combo show. Silver Surfer coming out around Thanksgiving, but anyways.
Hey, dudes. Just wanted to say that what I'm thankful for this year is that none of my relatives ever got me the Silver Surfer for any Christmas or birthday. I rented it once. It was horrible. Never played it again. All right. Keep up the good work, dudes. Later.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's fair.
Oh man. I was going to ask you a question, but I guess we should probably save that for the actual Silver Surfer episode. I was going to ask you if you had this when you were a kid, but
I'll leave that as a surprise.
leave that as a quest later.
Yeah.
But so Silver Surfer not winning any popularity contests.
No, people may be really glad that they didn't get a Silver Surfer episode today.
Yeah. Well, yeah, whatever. Oh, we should do a quest to find a turkey, like you said.
You want to go on a quest right now to find a turkey?
I don't know if my Wi-Fi reach. Just go to the grocery store and get a turkey.
Yeah.
Come back.
Hey,
All
we could
right.
do a little skit. I mean, we'd have to edit this part out. We could do a little skit where we go on a quest to find a turkey, and it's just us going to the grocery store buying a turkey.
Do you have a value card? Why, yes, I do.
Well, you saved $3.25 on this turkey.
Awesome.
Did you remember to get dressing?
You have two. And you have 2 gas visits.
This is only going to be funny to people in Kentucky, Virginia, or Tennessee.
Right. If you go to Food City, you're going to know this.
I think Food City's only in Kentucky, Virginia, and Tennessee.
That's
Hey,
funny.
Are you I know we've talked about this personally before, but you're a dressing guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
You don't call it stuffing, do you?
No.
No. Okay, yeah. Now, do you describe your ideal dressing?
Well, my ideal dressing is made from
Because yours is
scratch.
really weird, I think, isn't it?
Straight up made from scratch. It's a sausage-based dressing. Of course, it's got cornbread. You know, I don't have my recipe right in front of me, but it's my grandmother's recipe, and it's like cornbread, sausage, chicken broth. But you got to do real chicken broth, not like a canned chicken broth. So like the day before, you need to like boil some chicken, and then get a real chicken broth to put in, and sage, and a few other.
What do you do with the chicken that you boil? You just give it to the dog or something?
Generally, what we do is like
Just
the day,
need the
like,
broth.
well, see what my grandmother would do is she would make chicken and dumplings.
Ah, yes. Mm.
But for me, I don't. What we'll do is like the day before, like I always cook on Christmas Day. My parents come up, and we do a big dinner, lunch / dinner thing after we do presents for Leah. And what I do is the day before we'll make like chicken salad or something. Alicia makes a good chicken salad.
Mm-hmm.
And that entails boiling the chicken, and I'll take that broth and I'll just put it in the fridge, and then I'll use it the next day.
I got you.
So that's usually what I do.
We cook a chicken, we give it to the dog. So then we're like, you just need the broth. Just need the broth.
The dog's like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite day ever.
No, not really.
What's your ideal dressing?
Mine's just straight up. I just like it. I don't like anything odd in it. No. I don't like sausage and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I probably would. I just never had it. I just like straight up regular stuffing. Chop up with some little bit of veggies, like some. I don't know. I guess some celery or something. Yeah.
Yeah, celery's kind of a key ingredient.
Yeah, celery, and then just like breadcrumbs and maybe some cornbread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like your basic stuffing. I don't know because
now, do you like the stovetop?
I do like the stovetop. It's pretty good.
See, my wife likes stovetop. I'm not a big stovetop guy. Not a big fan. You know why?
You do realize stovetop is one of our sponsors for this.
Oh, well, never mind. I love stovetop. You know why I don't think I like stovetop?
Why is that?
When I was younger, I used to eat the TV dinner turkey and dressing all the time. It was like my favorite TV dinner, and it was pretty much stovetop that was in that. And I think I just got really tired of it.
Yeah,
I ate it so much.
I don't know. I like stovetop. It's easy.
Yeah.
I also like to take
super easy.
I also like to take the stovetop dressing and use it to bread chicken.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's good.
It's kind of like a shake and bake.
Yeah, shake and bake. Welcome to the cooking podcast with Michael.
All right, favorite Thanksgiving food.
Turkey.
Yeah, turkey.
Turkey. I mean, that's easy.
For me, it's like turkey is the Thanksgiving food and ham is the Christmas food.
Yeah, we usually have both at both.
Yeah, we usually do too, but I more equate ham with Christmas.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
And turkey with Thanksgiving.
But I usually eat both at both.
I love a good big turkey with a bunch of dressing, just lay out on the television, watching television.
No,
Which, this Thanksgiving, my beloved Bears will be playing on Thanksgiving Day. Can't tell you the last time they played Thanksgiving Day.
Gonna lose probably.
Probably. They play the Lions and the Bears.
You know what people should probably do on Thanksgiving instead after they fix their plate and gather around the living room? Should probably put on this podcast.
Put on the podcast, listen to this, and then put the Christmas tree up the next day.
Yeah, that's my plan.
It's our tradition. Put the Christmas tree up.
It used to kind of be my tradition. My wife. Okay, she comes from a different tradition. She usually puts it up before Thanksgiving. Okay. And I usually put it up the day after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Well, we've combined sort of because I say please don't put it up before Thanksgiving because I don't want to ruin Thanksgiving. And she's like, okay, fine. But I can't put it up after because I got to go shopping the day after Thanksgiving.
No.
So we usually put it up like the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
One thing I'm not thankful for is Black Friday shopping. I would rather pay double for something than go on Black Friday. I do. I just hate it. I did it one time. That's been a long time ago. Me and Felicia, I don't even know if we were married yet. I think we were married. But we went to Sears, and I saw two women literally duking it out over flashlights. Flashlights. I'm like,
Oh,
this is
flashlights?
not for me.
I thought you said something else.
No. Yeah, flashlights. So I'm done. This is not for me.
Yeah. I went Black Friday shopping one time with my brother, and it wasn't so bad. We went to Foothills Mall in Maryville here,
Oh yeah.
and it's like really run down, and nobody wants to go there.
So nobody.
They still had all the same deals, but there wasn't anybody there.
Well, you probably should have said that because Foothills is also advertising on this episode. So.
Ah, crap. Keep track of all these sponsors.
Yeah.
So you got I think we have one more call. We actually have two more calls. One is from Dude Jay.
All right, let's do that one.
Well, wait, a couple things about that one.
Okay.
One, it's about Silver Surfer.
Okay.
Two, it's vulgar. There's a dirty word in there. There's one dirty word, and he does say, "Look out! Here comes a dirty word." But
Oh, dude, Jay.
so we'll play it. We may play it on the Silver Surfer episode, but if you're watching live, you probably won't want to listen to that portion of his voicemail. But we do have one other one, which is a good one. It's from Atari Man,
Okay.
who actually has an article up on our site.
Yeah.
What Atari Man loves or something.
Yeah.
So here's something he's thankful for.
Hey there, two dudes in a nest. This is Atari Man leaving you a wonderful message about what he is thankful for, retro gaming wise. I'm thankful for the breakdancing guy in the Paperboy games. I'm also thankful for Airman, the NES clicking sounds. Let's see, what else? Whatever flannel Rob Luther buys on sale. I think I'm also thankful for the fact that Michael's wife allowed him to use what was a scarf holder to put his controllers in. And I'll be even more thankful when Michael decides to put the Genesis controller on the floor and uses that little flat on the shelf for like a TurboGrafx a controller or something. Any other controller is fine. I mean, you could even put a Fisher-Price toy in there if you wanted. It's fine. But yeah, I'm really thankful for a lot of things. But yes, definitely the breakdancing guy and Airman are probably the top two things that I'm thankful for. All right. Catch you later, two dudes.
That was good.
Yeah. That's another fave of mine is the Paperboy. I love Paperboy.
Oh, yeah, I love Paperboy. We're going to get him to come on the show when we talk about Paperboy because that's one of his favorites. But yeah, I love Paperboy. We'll have to remember to do a high score challenge whenever we do Paperboy.
Yeah. So, look, for those of you who are listening and you can't see what's happening right now, I'm having to cover my nose because my dog just farted. It's pretty bad, so sorry. Yeah.
Nice. Did he just pull a Carl right on the rug?
He didn't pull on Carl, but I think he's going to have to go here in a minute. So. Oh,
I guess
boy.
we should probably think about wrapping this up a little bit. This has been a very strange episode. We talked a little bit about the NES, a little bit not about the NES. Actually, a lot of it not.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because we screwed up and didn't do a Silver Surfer episode.
Yeah, this was an on-the-fly episode.
Yeah, this is kind of a didn't want to do nothing because it may be a week before we can record again because we're busy dudes. So
Busy
we didn't want
dude.
to leave you guys hanging with nothing. So we just figured we'd just chat for a little while.
Yeah. So.
We
Anyway.
could probably do this every week if we wanted to. Just do an episode where we just chat about random things. Because Justin and I really get to talk anyways. So
People probably get a little tired of that eventually.
oh yeah, I'm sure they would. But at least we could. I don't know. We could just release it and just say, "Too bad. This is what the show has become."
Random ramblings of two dudes.
Yeah, two dudes and a NES. Actually, it doesn't stand for Nintendo Entertainment System anymore. It stands for nothing exciting.
Yes.
Nothing exciting. Sitar.
Well, I could think of a bad word. I could think no exciting, but
yeah.
yeah. Oh boy. Okay. So Thanksgiving. Hope maybe you guys listened to this before Thanksgiving, not after or after Thanksgiving.
Well, everybody's going to listen to it before or after. Well, they might listen to it on. They might listen to it on.
That didn't make a lot of sense. But I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Is what I'm trying to get to, and a happy Thanksgiving.
And if you're listening to this in like March, then sorry.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So. All right. So.
You want to shout some stuff?
Shout us out there. Obviously, we're on Facebook, Twitter, every social media thing. We've got Instagram up and running. And obviously, one thing that I haven't asked the D-Padders to do in a while, I'm going to ask you today, and that is, if you like what you hear, tell a friend. I just thought, I was listening to an episode the other day, and I was like, I used to say that all the time. No, I don't say that anymore. But anyway.
And people quit telling their friends. Because
yeah, nobody is telling their friends. Yeah. But if you like what you hear, tell a friend. Tell them we got a good podcast going on over here. If you don't like what you hear, maybe still tell a friend and say, maybe you'll like this. I hate it, but you'll like it.
Listen to this crap.
And then obviously you can find us on twodudesandans.com, nes.com, and I'm going to let Michael shout out the phone number because he likes to do that.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't ready. Although you can also find us, we have another website name that you can find us at too, by the way. Nintendudes.com.
Sweet.
Sweet. All right, and then the phone number is 775-773-8761. Or in 80s speak or whatever, back in the day when they were actually used to have number or letters on their phones as well. 775-7retro1. Now, speaking of that, real quick, does the ColecoVision have letters on its controller?
Ooh.
No, I don't think it does.
Yeah.
But also, I wanted to bring up because I've been listening to some episodes where I give out the number.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I just want to say that I'm a good number giver, right?
Right.
I do the proper pauses. You know, you're supposed to go 3, 3, 4. That's how you give it out, and you got to pause in between each one so people have time to, gather it. Mm-hmm. Do you remember? Did you ever watch the what's his name, Kevin James stand up?
Yes, and he talks about that.
He does this really funny little skit where he talks about how people are supposed to have proper cadence whenever they're giving you a telephone number, and he always hates it when people give numbers out without the proper cadence.
Right.
So I'm going to do that real quick. This is what it would be like if I didn't know what I was doing giving out numbers. Okay. Now tell me that this is not much harder to gather than what I normally do. Okay.
Right.
757 7387 61.
I have no idea what you just said.
Exactly.
If I hadn't known it was going to be a phone number, I would have thought that was just random numbers.
Right.
What is that? Your social security number? I don't know. What are you giving me?
Yeah, exactly. So be thankful that I know what I'm doing, people. That's something to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. I don't know if there's going to be music for next week's game on here. I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll figure it out.
All right.
There may be more Silver Surfer music right here.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.